Dali, we're going to talk in English, which I know is not your language, but I'm sure you're going to manage wonderfully.
Yes, my English remain very, very problematic, but this is not so important because see somebody catch only a little piece of my ideas, this is absolutely sufficient because Dalinian ideas possess one tremendous power of germination.
Well, I quite see that. And also I would beg of you to speak and speak ceaselessly, even if you don't speak in English, because I'm always accused of speaking, and I want to speak as little as possible, otherwise I shall be torn limb from limb. The first question that I wanted to put to you, it really ought to be about modern art, but I can't help it. There's some delicious frivolity in you which makes me ask it, is how did you manage to produce those marvelous moustaches?
In the beginning of this moustache, use one very natural product, the dates, you know, the fruit.
I know.
In the last moment of dinner, not clean my fingers.
Yes.
Only put a little in my moustache, remain for all afternoon very very efficiently.
Well, and that's how it began.
Yes, but now use one real product, very good, in the Place Vendôme, is Hungarian wax.
Oh, yeah.
Pinot. It's very well-known wax. Is already Proust, Marcel Proust used the same.
Yes, but his was a little pointed one, wasn't it? It didn't have a splendid upturn like yours.
Yes, this wax, used this wax in one other manner, in one other mood, in one depressing psychosis way.
Yes, I see.
A little depressing and melancholic. My moustache, contrarily, is very gay, very pointed, very aggressive.
Do you have any trouble with it at night? I mean, do you have to peg it or anything like that, or does it stand up at night?
No, in the night, clean every night. Every coming soft, sleep.
So at night it droops down while you're sleeping.
Completely.
And then in the morning up she goes again.
3 minutes. Only in 3 minutes fix my moustache.
And then you feel you can face the world with that wonderful moustache standing up.
Yes, because every day becoming much more practical for my inspiration.
But I'm fascinated to know that. Mr. Dali, you've come over, haven't you, to paint a portrait of Laurence Olivier?
Exactly.
How's it going?
It's very good, very good. Only work 15 minutes is almost complete.
You did the whole thing in 15 minutes?
Sir Laurence take 2 hours for put the makeup, the nose, everything. And myself in 15 minutes accomplish the portrait. Now it's necessary only realization of this portrait. This is perhaps 1 month.
But it's
everything is in my mean very clear and very violent.
Is it going to be what we would regard perhaps in our old-fashioned ways a somewhat eccentric picture? Is it going to have lobsters and things like that in it, or is it going to be like him?
This portrait, in my opinion, is perhaps one of the most sensational. It's not possible talk nothing in advance because everything is possible happen in my life. And nobody looked this portrait before it's completely finished.
But in your
this
mind...
is my condition for start this portrait. Also, no like it paint the legend, historical, the legend of Shakespeare. No like it paint the historical people. No like it paint Sir Laurence Olivier. No like it paint this character in the film. Like it produce one integral and complete Dalinian portrait.
Good, well, we shall all look forward to seeing it. He is, I believe, in the costume of this film, Richard III, in which he's appearing, isn't he?
Yes.
Do you bring that out, the costume?
No, thinking not is sufficient. It's like a very much one animal in the center of... comment ça s'appelle en anglais? Le sanglier.
The sanglier, the blood, you mean, the spirit?
No, le sanglier. This animal avec...
oh, the sanglier.
The
what the hell is sanglier? Rhinoceros, is it?
Oh, it's a little design.
A little tiny thing. What's it like? Describe it.
C'est c'est un porc avec des longues dents.
Oui. C'est un boar. C'est un boar.
C'est le totem, c'est exactement le totem of Richard III.
Yes, so it's that Sir Laurence and Richard III will be both resemble this delicious animal with the teeth and so on.
Exactly. It's one big collar in enamel, gold enamel, and precious stones in the center representing the totem of this
I
animal.
can't wait to see it. When should we have
Very
it?
aggressive animal, you know, very
I know,
pointed. and all this.
I know. Yes. Mr. Dali, who, apart from yourself, would you regard as a good portrait painter today?
Myself believe there's no exist one
Who?
in modern time.
Nobody at all. Have you ever seen...
Picasso is the only possible create extraordinary good portraits. May not like it, this kind of activity.
Augustus John, have you ever seen any of his portraits?
It's a very big ability in the drawing, very good draftsmanship in the drawing, but the painting appear me the same characteristics of the other English painters, you know, very dirty and very melancholy, sad and depressing, very depressing.
You feel that our art as a whole suffers from an undue excess of melancholy, really? Much melancholy. I noticed you'd been to see some exhibition and there was a donkey there in it. And
Yes,
you had...
just can talk about this melancholy. Remember this exhibit. Every of one of these is very young British painters. Everyone paint the more sad and melancholy kind of animals, fish, people, houses. Everything very dirty also, only the more dirty colors and the more depressing effects.
Now, why do you think that is? Why should they all be so sad? Why should they paint this poor old donkey with such a sad,
This
sad
is one,
look?
no understand the reason that these young people is so melancholic, no understand.
No.
Because myself believe, contrary, that the modern atomic age is very gay. No, nothing is more gay than the collision and explosion of intra-atomic conflicts of nuclear physics.
You feel that really livens things up enormously.
For me, is the more happy thing is look these terrific conflicts about electrons and pi mesons and atoms. Is everything jumping and romping in a completely extraordinary eurythmic feeling.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Myself is every day is more gay. Around me, look everybody every day more sad, more depressing, and more physical and moral exhaustion.
Do you find that true in New York as well as here in poor old Europe?
No, New York in this moment offer one very big quantity of abstract painters. Myself no like it abstract painting because believe it's only one part of it's one decorative art, but these paintings of New York is plenty of vitality.
And on the whole, rather...
Enormous vitality, completely explosive.
Would you still call yourself a surrealist as a painter? You were originally, you belonged to the school of surrealism in Paris.
Myself believe that now, myself is the only surrealist continued this kind of inspiration.
You are in fact the sole survivor of the surrealist movement, really.
Yes, avec la différence que myself like it, incorporate and sublimate the first experience of my life in the big classical tradition of Spanish painters. The bottom of my inspiration remain completely delirant and surrealistic.
But the school, as a school, you feel, has rather gone out of existence.
The school is disappeared because becoming one academic school with no personality. It also collapsed in this kind of sadness and melancholy of the other kind of modern schools.
I see. So that really you feel that surrealism, having started when you were with it as very gay, has now sunk into melancholy and despair, and that you alone remain as a true representative of it.
Absolutely true.
Now, all your wonderful jokes that we know about taxi cabs with the rain inside and so on, you're going to go on with those jokes.
This corresponds to first period of my life. The moment of myself is very big interest in psychoanalysis, coming in London for meet Dr. Freud. But now, my interest is only about the tremendous progress of nuclear research and nuclear physics.
And so really that represented a phase in your career, those jokes that we all knew about, and now you move on and all your life will be to the rhythm of atomic explosion.
Exactly, one new kind of atomic and nuclear mysticism.
Well, thank you very much. That's a fascinating phrase, nuclear mysticism.